Welcome to Cloud Moon, New Beginnings, Episode 44. Today, I'm sharing a written work by Monk Dobeop Ssnim. Monk Dobeop is the leader of a temple in South Korea called Silsangsa. Silsangsa is located at Jiri Mountain. The word Jiri means wisdom in difference. Have you ever wondered what it would really be like to live life in peace globally? What would it really take to move in that direction? What will we need to become aware of? And how might we tailor our behaviors and thoughts to make that reality more possible? Is it up to our world leaders? Or are there things we can do in our daily living that can make all the difference? This is the longest video in our collection of videos here at Cloud Moon New Beginnings, and I wonder who might even have 40 minutes to spare these days. But it can be taken in small bits or received all at once. Wishing you a bon voyage. "100 Promises of Lifepeace", created by Monk Dobeop. Number 1. True life, awakened within myself, brings freedom. This wisdom is dwelling in my heart. I bow deeply. 2. Continuous self-reflection and correct consciousness of reality are the first steps in solving problems. With this awareness in my heart, I bow deeply. 3. The confusions from the chaos of daily life and resulting negative consequences are due to not recognizing things as they are. Reflecting on this, I bow deeply. 4. Life crisis and peace crisis come from me not knowing who I really am. Reflecting on my lack of awareness, I bow deeply. 5. Not valuing all living beings and losing the good qualities of being human are contradictory to who we are. This is due to a worldview that is not connected to the truth of our existence. Reflecting on this, I bow deeply. 6. Life and peace are values that must come before nationality, ethnicity, religion, or ideology. Convinced of this, I bow deeply. 7. Fully understanding the true nature of existence, eventually, Lifepeace path opens. With this awareness, I bow deeply. 8. When we carefully, almost scientifically, examine and recognize who we really are, this becomes the foundation of our life, and the life of Lifepeace sprouts. With this thought, I bow deeply. 9. My life intrinsically devotes itself to the path of truth. This is the world of Indra's net. Keeping this in mind, I bow deeply. 10. Having material possessions gives birth to more material possessions. Having material possessions is not a path that solves problems. Recognizing the truth of this reality, I bow deeply. 11. Fighting gives birth to more fighting. This cannot be a path to solve problems. Listening to the voices of history, I bow deeply. 12. The belief that being rich and number one brings happiness is a fantasy of delusion. Convinced of this, I bow deeply. 13. Social problems are the result of humans, including myself, religious leaders, and intellectuals, not following our conscience. Solemnly recognizing this responsibility, I bow deeply. 14. Others' pain is my pain. Recognizing this, finally, Lifepeace path begins. Believing this, I bow deeply. 15. When I love my neighbors as if my own flesh and blood, then I can truly love myself. Thinking of this truth, I bow deeply. 16. Life's truth, in reality, is something that everyone can understand, practice, and verify in their own lives. Celebrating these words, I bow deeply. 17. The voice of conscience and the voice of life speak, and when I listen to them well, Lifepeace path opens. Trusting this, I bow deeply. 18. Choosing from deep within myself to revolutionize my life is the sure path to creating the world of Lifepeace. With this belief, I bow deeply. 19. Guided from within, living my unique life, the Lifepeace path opens. With this belief, I bow deeply. 20. When distorted views and crude habits are corrected, the way to solve problems opens. With this belief, I bow deeply. 21. When we live according to our inner voice, with honesty and sincerity, the path of life peace will blossom. With this belief, I bow deeply. (22) In daily life, it is important that we use our words to reflect life as it is, which we can only know through direct experience. The path of life peace flourishes with truth. With this recognition, I bow deeply. 23. Daily, do not be deceived or limited by words. Then the path of life peace can exist. With this thought, I bow deeply. 24. When the truth of life is seen as it is, and we speak about it clearly, then the path of life peace is revealed. With this thought, I bow deeply. 25. Not falling into a comparative sense of deprivation is to establish a philosophy of life and conviction. Convinced this is the path of life peace, I bow deeply. 26. Not being a slave to money, I value and create a way of life that is conscious and free. This is the path of life peace. With this conviction, I bow deeply. 27. Transcending destructive artificial mandates of humans, I choose to follow the way of nature. This is the path of life peace. With this in my heart, I bow deeply. 28. Grounded in the reality of life, the Lifepeace Sutra expresses the world view of truth. Appreciating this, I bow deeply. 29. One circumstance exists because of the existence of another circumstance. This is the truth of life throughout the universe. This truth lives in my heart. I bow deeply. 30. When one circumstance ceases to exist, another circumstance ceases to exist. This is the truth of life throughout the universe. This truth lives in my heart. I bow deeply. 31. In a mutually beneficial relationship, creation arises and dissolves as the fabric of the universe and natural order. Keeping this eternal truth in my heart, I bow deeply. 32. Every time and everywhere, my life essentially connects to everything, like a knot in a net. With this in my heart, I bow deeply. 33. The truth that life is in essence a community of one body, one life, is awakened through the Lifepeace Sutra. Appreciating this, I bow deeply. "34. All living things depend on nature and simultaneously exist as a part of a larger being called community. Keeping this in mind, I bow deeply. 35. Our country depends on other neighboring countries and simultaneously exist as a national community. Keeping this in my heart, I bow deeply. 36. Our religion depends on other neighboring religions and simultaneously exists as a religious community. Keeping this in my heart, I bow deeply. 37. Our village depends on other villages and simultaneously exists as a hometown community. Keeping this in my heart, I bow deeply. 38. Our family depends on other families and simultaneously exists as a family circle. Keeping this in my heart, I bow deeply. 39. I live a life dependent on you. This is a community life. Keeping this in my heart, I bow deeply. 40. In community, all living beings depend on each other and help each other. When we align with this truth of life, we will be happy. Keeping this in my heart, I bow deeply. 41. In essence, we are one body, one life community. Reflecting on the Lifepeace Sutra, I see I have forgotten this and regret living a selfish life. Appreciating the Lifepeace Sutra, I bow deeply. 42. The root of all living things is nature, which we have mistreated. Human-centered living is a selfish life. Regretting this, I bow deeply. 43. Our country is dependent on neighboring countries. We have excluded neighboring countries by focusing selfishly on our lives. Regretting this, I bow deeply. 44. Our religion is in intimate relationship with our neighbors' religions. We have denied our neighbors' religions by focusing exclusively on our own religion. Regretting this, I bow deeply. 45. Our family is connected deeply with our neighboring families. We have looked away from our neighboring families by focusing on our own family. Regretting this, I bow deeply. 46. Even though you are the parents of my life, I took you for granted by focusing selfishly on my own life. Regretting this, I bow deeply. 47. I recognize that the exclusive group mentality that I have held concerning my country, religion, and family has been divisive. Regretting this, I bow deeply. 48. Believing in the importance of possession and power, coupled with the logic of competition and domination, I have lived a distorted, self-cherished life. Regretting this, I bow deeply. 49. According to the nature of the cosmos, a life of service and receiving all living things is recommended in the Lifepeace Sutra. Appreciating this, I bow deeply. 50. When we recognize nature as divine in all the living things, then all the living beings will be safe. Thinking of this truth, I bow deeply. 51. When we recognize neighboring countries as equally divine as my own country, my country becomes divine. Thinking of this truth, I bow deeply. 52. When we recognize neighboring religions as equally divine as my own religion, then my religion will shine. Thinking of this truth, I bow deeply. 53. When we recognize neighboring families as equally divine as my own family, then my family will feel at peace. Thinking of this truth, I bow deeply. 54. When I recognize those I meet as equally divine as myself, then my life will become joyful. Thinking of this truth, I bow deeply. 55. Taking a philosophical view of life's reality, self-contentment in life grows. Appreciating the Sutra of Life Peace, I bow deeply. 56. Discarding ceaseless human greed, I am determined to live a contented life connected with nature. Recognizing the importance of this, I bow deeply. 57. Letting go of narrow-minded, nationalistic lifestyles, I am determined to live a contented life connected with neighboring countries. Recognizing the importance of this, I bow deeply. 58. Letting go of narrow-minded religious lifestyles, I am determined to live a contented life connected with neighboring religions. Recognizing the importance of this, I bow deeply. 59. letting go of narrow-minded views that consider only my own family. I am determined to live a contented life, connected with neighboring families. Recognizing the importance of this, I bow deeply. 60. Letting go of a self-centered life. I am determined to live a contented life connected to others. Recognizing the importance of this, I bow deeply. 61. Nature's character and value is precious. To understand, respect, and be grateful for this is to live a life of truth. Recognizing this, I bow deeply. 62. Our neighboring country's character and value are precious. To understand, respect, and be grateful for this is to live a life of truth. Recognizing this, I bow deeply. 63. Our neighboring religion's character and value are precious. To understand, respect, and be grateful for this is to live a life of truth. Recognizing this, I bow deeply. 64. Our neighboring family's character and value are precious. To understand, respect, and be grateful for this is to live a life of truth. Recognizing this, I bow deeply. 65. Other people's character and value are precious. To understand, respect, and be grateful for this is to live a life of truth. Recognizing this, I bow deeply. 66. True happiness is composed of a life of reflection on who you truly are and living your deepest hopes. With this belief, I bow deeply. 67. No matter how noble a cause might be, let me find a way to respond without violence. Keeping the promise of life peace in my heart, I bow deeply. 68. To all living things I am sorry and regret that I have participated in violence, psychological, verbal, sexual, physical, and social. With this apology, I bow deeply. 69. Wrongdoings inside myself and wrongdoings in society have no place to gain root, no place to dwell. Purely determined to live in this way, I bow deeply. 70. In any case of violence or wrongdoings, let me practice non-violent resistance and firmly decline and overcome them. With this determination, I bow deeply. 71. Following the way of nature, I embrace all living things with love. Keeping this promise of life peace in my heart, I bow deeply. 72. Without any reason for prejudice or discrimination, I respect and protect life's dignity. With this promise in my heart, I bow deeply. 73. Humans are for sure like the sky. According to this truth, we treat each other with the heart and attitude of peace. Keeping this in my heart, I bow deeply. 74. According to the nature of life, serving others with an attitude of respect, my own life is cultivated. Keeping this in my heart, I bow deeply. 75. In everyday life, when we understand, respect, and consider others, our life shines. With this truth in my heart, I bow deeply. 76. The attitude of conversation and listening springs from the promise of life peace. Keeping this in mind, I bow deeply. 77. Everywhere and always, any problem can be discussed with honesty and modesty. Determined to live this way, I bow deeply. 78. I respect the characteristics of others and advocate for freedom of speech and cultural diversity. With this in my heart, I bow deeply. 79. Without listening to others' opinions and thinking that my views are right is the beginning of violence. Recognizing this truth, I bow deeply. 80. The practice of sharing actively and living a life of devotion springs from the promise of life peace. Keeping this in mind, I bow deeply. 81. Following the way of life, possessing just what I need and using them properly, I create a simple and modest life, the life of true humans, eternally. With this belief, I bow deeply. 82. We become who we are according to how we behave. I will live consciously interacting with others, observing my behavior and responses carefully, and I will be generous and compassionate with others. With this resolution, I bow deeply. 83. In real ways, in my immediate surroundings, I will create a village of life peace with others. With inspired dedication, I bow deeply. 84. In real ways, the dwelling places of all living things must be protected. Indeed, my own life depends on them. The Life Peace Declaration reminds me of this. I bow deeply. 85. In daily life, my lack of moderation regarding my clothing, eating, and lifestyle has created the unhealthy state of our ecosystem. With this reflection, I bow deeply. 86. The value of the farming village and agriculture is that they uphold life for myself and all living things. Convinced of this, I bow deeply. 87. Preserving our ecosystem and protecting natural cycles of life is my responsibility. With conscious commitment, I bow deeply. 88. Peace on the Korean Peninsula. In order to realize this, I will play an active role. The Lifepeace promise reminds me of this. I bow deeply. 89. Peace is sustained by walking a path of truth and love, the essence of nonviolent resistance. Keeping this in mind, I bow deeply. 90. Preventing a war on the Korean Peninsula for peace on this land, I take the initiative to practice non-violence. With this resolution, I bow deeply. 91. Some things make life unhappy. Some pressures, some authorities, structures, and customs. Nonviolent resistance will shift them. With this determination, I bow deeply. 92. Ceaselessly, I will remain conscious to study and practice the Lifepeace promise. With this resolution, I bow deeply. 93. The truth of history I will always remember, yet I can forever live free from that history. With this in mind, I bow deeply. 94. Every single gesture, word, or thought rooted in nonviolence is a big step in living life peace. With this thought, I bow deeply. 95. Be humble, be empty, and share a life of truth. This will fulfill your true nature. With this in my heart, I bow deeply. 96. Understand, respect, and consider others. This will fulfill your true nature. Living like this is living a life of truth. With this in my heart, I bow deeply. 97. Right here, right now, within myself, I declare I am a lantern of life peace. With this in my heart, I bow deeply. 98. Right here, right now, the light of the lantern of life peace within me will brighten my neighborhood and society. With this prayer, I bow deeply. 99. When we all become lanterns and shine for all living things, the whole world becomes a world of life peace. With this prayer, I bow deeply. 100. The lantern, life peace, which I and others have chosen to light, encourages all living things all over the world to be peaceful and happy. With this prayer, I bow deeply. Thank you, Monk Dobeop, for your insight and vision. And thank you, Dae Young, for your translation skills. Photography gratitude to Monk Hyo-sen, Eun-min Choi, Dae Young Kim, Ji-won Shin, and the Silsangsa community. And thank you for joining us here on Cloud Moon New Beginnings.